Oh, tight one. Oh, what? Houdini.
Surfing can be the most fun thing in the world. But it can also be the scariest. Along with that rush can come complete satisfaction, but also devastation. Most of the time, surfing feels good, like the best feeling in the world. But it can also hurt. I've been seriously injured surfing a few times. But surfing injuries aren't always as serious as a broken collarbone. And it takes a lot as a surfer, or even a non-surfer, to simply live a pain-free life. Today, my goal is to motivate a few people to help themselves feel better through sharing the small things that I do to keep myself as healthy as I can. Recently, I had a very painful but not so serious back injury that kept me out of the water for a few days. Today's video is all about holding myself accountable. Good morning, Nub Nation. We are back in New Jersey. Me and Jordan are getting ready right now because we are gonna go outside, drive down to the bay, and go for a swim. I found this to be one of the most beneficial things for my overall feeling of wellness. It's called a cold plunge, made popular by Wim Hof, then Rob Kelly.
I thought the Liver King did it.
Today's video is kind of a little bit dedicated to feeling good. So I came back from Panama and I had what could have been categorized as a really bad back injury. Through the little bit of experience that I have, I was able to take care of this injury within 3 days. We're gonna get into that, but before we do that, me and Jordan are going for the ice bath plunge. So that's the claim. And this is Jay Vern's first one of the year.
First one ever? I think I never did a real ice bath or anything like this. But I see a lot of people doing it, so I feel like I could do it.
So the first rule of the ice bath, if you want to be successful, is simplicity. Layer number 1, Ben Gravy board shorts, just a sweatshirt on top, sweatpants as well, and some socks. No double layers. Don't want to complicate it. Big hydration guy before.
It looks so like warm and inviting because like it's a pretty sky. Like in my head it's summer, but it's not summer. And it's gonna be freezing and I don't know if I can.
Conditions are prime. Official temperature check.
Oh.
Ocean 42, air 44. Some would say it's warm out.
I mean, it's warm comparable because like I'm walking around and not even cold. Denny sees a dog right now, guys, so that's why he's
At attention.
But yeah, I'm nervous, scared, all of the above.
Get in your bathing suit, put on your wetsuit booties, put on your Nordic robe, walk down. All right, we're currently blasting the heat, getting ready for, at this point, what you could refer to as the inevitable. Woo! See you in a minute, Dennis. Here we go. So far, so good. So far, so good.
I think my legs are numb. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. Oh. I think it's about like going out here. Can you get it?
Go for it.
This is as far as
To
I
the
go.
shoulders.
This is as far as I go.
You got to put your chest under for.
So I have my.
All right, I'm getting out.
Okay. That's good, right? Did you okay? Did I do okay?
Yeah, you did good. Woo! Oh man, Bluebird, Nordic rope going back on. I don't know where I am.
How'd you go under?
Oh, I have full confusion. All right, I did over 60 seconds, and that is one way to start the day.
Did I do okay?
You did good.
Okay.
All right, don't forget bluebird.us, code BG15. It's all about the dream. Let's go get a coffee.
Yeah.
Woo!
Booties really saved the day.
What?
The booties really help.
Oh yeah, they're good.
Because like, it kept my legs, like my legs are numb. I mean, should I have gone deeper? I feel bad.
Do you want to go dive and I'll just
No,
film
I'm
it?
diving.
Just wait for tomorrow.
Okay.
My daily routine is pretty simple, but it's made my life a lot more pain-free and given me the ability to be a lot more productive. The reality about living with day-to-day pain is that it's usually just a sore muscle and something can be done about it. My goal is to always stay ahead of the pain and continue my exercises to keep myself in the reward territory. Instead of working to get myself back to zero, I try to work every day to keep myself ahead of the game. My daily routine includes rolling my feet with a lacrosse ball, foam roller on my hips, getting a little deep, and rolling out my legs. Afterwards, a few minutes of stretching. As I've learned about my body, I've added different techniques when necessary. But as far as an everyday routine, this is what's kept me pain-free until my trip to Panama. All right, here we are. Made it back to New Jersey, hanging with my buddy Dennis. Feeling pretty bummed right now. I had a great trip, amazing time. Pushed my limits a little bit, had a lot of fun, surfed a lot of different waves. We got out of there yesterday. I don't know if I pulled a muscle surfing or what happened, but somewhere along the way, my upper back started hurting really, really bad. And I was really uncomfortable on the plane. And the pain was traveling up into my neck, and my neck was really, really stiff. And when we got to the Atlanta airport, we went and got some food, and I tried to swallow it. The back of my neck was like excruciating pain, and it almost feels like something's pinched, or like every time I try to like move a certain way or swallow, I get like a spasm in the back of my neck. And it's not inside my throat, it's like behind, it's like in my spine. I spent the entire flight rolling out on the lacrosse ball. I rolled out my legs, my back, my upper back, as close as I could get to my neck, my shoulders on the lacrosse ball. Everything that I see online says that I could have pulled or strained or sprained one of my trap muscles. It's literally always something with me. I don't understand how one can get hurt this much. I actually have a doctor's appointment for my collarbone, what's supposed to be my final doctor's appointment for my collarbone tomorrow. And now, right before this doctor's appointment, I'm hurt again. So I'm going to John Fresh right now, my chiropractor. He's a really smart guy when it comes to the human body. Pretty much I'm hoping for a miracle here, so wish me luck. I can't straighten my back or sit all the way up straight. feel about 15% better when I woke up this morning. As the morning went on, it's 11 o'clock right now. Probably feel about 30% better. Easily able to turn my neck. I haven't really had the trouble swallowing. And now it feels like the pain has moved up a little bit. It's in my shoulders instead of in my back and up into my shoulders and neck. So I'm getting a little in my shoulders and my neck, and I feel like it's working its way out of me.
After your adjustment, you were still looking stiff, but then through the, you said like at night you like just felt a soreness of things like starting to pull to the surface or something a little bit.
Yeah, well, it was really sore last night. This whole area, like pretty much here up to my shoulders, and my whole back was sore last night, and that's what I texted you. But the soreness felt like it was the right thing. It should have been sore.
And then so it's sort of out of the back in between the shoulder blades, and it's sort of up into the musculature, the traps.
Into here,
okay, gotcha.
Exactly.
Yep. All right, good. Let's check it out. How long do you think people live with that? Like,
oh, I think the old me before I met you, I would have sat with that and let it ride the whole time until.
Yeah. And then your body would have found a way around it, but you wouldn't have gotten through it, which means you'd have to like revisit it again later and later and later. It would keep resurfacing.
And the crazy thing is, like, since I started working with you, I look at it now as like a fight instead of being like, oh, I'm hurt.
Right, yeah.
And I'll be like, this is definitely just a muscle. I can work through this.
If you can see on the camera, the right shoe is up. That means the right hip's up a little bit. It takes a stuck joint and gets it moving. And the more the joint moves, the better it's able to get good fluid in and bad fluid out, which helps the muscles work better and the nerves get better protected so that they can perform all the jobs they do in the body. The left goes out and the right stays up a little bit. So the hip joint's a ball and socket joint, so it has a lot of different degrees of motion, which is picking your knee up or putting your knee down. Good. Good, that's better. And give you a hug. Yep, down, down, down. Good. Yep. Oh, good job. Whoa. Yeah. Real good. That's it. Bingo. Smooth all the way to the top. Good. Any tender spots in there? Mm-hmm. Good. Hey, you know how many moments you avoid just, like people say, I shouldn't have done that?
Yeah.
That's what you're skipping and you're putting into a positive. Adjusted yesterday, already started to tighten up a little, so.
Before I got injured, I had an already previously scheduled day at the American Dream. And I felt like I was just at the point where I could get out there and get a little active. I was extremely sore going into it, but I feel like getting moving, in this case, actually helped me loosen up. And using the sore muscles a little bit, in the end, made me feel better. Day 3, right? Well, adjustment 3.
Adjustment 3, day 4. Yeah. It was about unlocking stuck joints, handling muscle spasms and getting muscle spasms to reduce, getting the toxins out of the muscles, flushing new fluid in, allowing the body to heal a little faster, and the muscles to heal longer and stronger so you can get back to being active, even to the point where surfed and snowboarded the other day, right?
Yep. And the point of this video is I kind of want to show with a little bit of work how many benefits you can actually get from doing this stuff, and it really doesn't take much. When I went into this little injury, it was at a point where like it was an acute thing and I needed attention right now. But now, a couple days later, I'm working to the point where I'm actually going to be able to reward myself by going through this process. In Panama, I was so happy with all the work I was doing on my lower body, my legs, my knees felt great. I was popping airs, I was doing turns, I was getting barreled, I was getting out of the water and I wasn't in pain. And this is like 7 years in the making for me to feel this good. And then of course, as soon as I'm feeling 100% about my lower body, I fly home and my upper back starts tightening up. So the universe gave it to me maybe when I needed it. The main point of this whole video is just kind of to motivate people to help themselves, and just through showing what I've been doing and what John has taught me over the past couple of years. Came back from Panama, pretty much couldn't really breathe that well. I couldn't swallow. I was in excruciating pain, and here we are 4 days later. I feel great. I went surfing and snowboarding at the American Dream yesterday, just like that. Like I'm out of it, and I'm kind of ready to start moving forward and feeling better. So I'm stoked. Let's get into it.
Hope you find some stuff that'll help you.
All right, we're dreaming. What's the claim?
We're gonna find out.
So my back's locked up. Like, what does that mean?
Right. So all it means is your body is trying to get your attention. It has an area that it needs you to spend some time on. So the three things that I look at is, number one is making sure joints aren't stuck. If a joint is stuck, it's going to irritate the muscles and the nerves. And that's what leads to the sensations of the tightening and the spasms. And the pain, hopefully not the pain, but it can get to the point of the pain. So joint moving is the first for me, and then muscle spasm is the second thing I look at, getting rid of the trigger points and icing down the muscles to get rid of the inflammation. Some inflammation is good because it brings some healing and repair to the area, but you don't want to be over-inflamed to the point that your back is like starting to tighten and you can't move and it's causing you pain and things like that. So joint and muscle are the two things that usually equal a lockup, and it could be chicken or egg. It could be the muscle spasm first that tightens the joint, or it could be the joint stuck that irritates the muscle. So instead of figuring out which one it is, I address both. Once you started to feel those things after you were on the plane, what were your first one or two things to go to?
First thing that always pops into my head, I literally don't leave my house without my lacrosse ball. And it's funny that like making yourself feel better can take so much convincing on your part to other people.
Right, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I show this to all my friends and they're just like, dude, what's wrong with you? So actually I learned that Delta Airlines has really hard plane seats, which helped out because I put this on the seat in the plane and I continued to do my wall rolls.
So on it right away.
Right away.
Yep.
I was on top of it with the lacrosse ball. And then I was in the airport with the roller, hitting it on the floor.
Stuff like this is going to work for 95% of the stuff, but I think in this one situation, I think you had so much spasm that even though this was getting some relief with the spasm, there was still something there that was aggravated that wasn't allowing that to have the success that you're used to the other 364 days of the year.
The main thing I want people to understand is when this happened to me, the pain was at a level where it felt like a serious injury.
Right.
Like it felt to me like it was as bad as like a broken bone. So when you're going through a situation like this, your brain automatically jumps from, wow, I'm hurt, to like, am I gonna need surgery? Am I gonna need this or that?
Right.
And the understanding for me that it's literally just a muscle and I can actually do something about it is a huge step for me moving forward with injuries like this. Like this back issue I had was mostly muscle, right? Essentially.
Right. So what happens is all any area is just a telephone cord to your brain that something is being irritated, right? So it's your back calling your brain saying something's irritated here, something's spasming, something's tight. Now your brain is going to take your past experiences, what you've heard from other people and what you've thought to determine, oh, it's just a muscle spasm, or take me to the emergency room, I'm having a heart attack. So it's good to be safe, obviously, but the feeling doesn't necessarily always determine the severity. So the good place to always start is with things that are safe, and as long as you know that you're safe to do at home, to try to start to resolve these things. The brain doesn't have a way of telling the difference between all the different pains. It just has a way of telling you there is pain.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people associate that sometimes with worst case scenarios.
Before I started working with you, when I was in my early 20s, when I came to you, I had a L4 issue in my lower back. When I would hurt my L4 and I would have like what I call a flare up, and I would say my back's out or my back is flaring up, I would wait 10 days to 2 weeks and slowly let it resolve itself, hoping that it would resolve itself. And I would have to take it easy, no surfing, no really doing anything. Now, 10 years later, almost, or 7 years after I met you, I'm now attacking the problem right away with a little bit of knowledge, and I have the slimmest knowledge of the human body.
You have enough.
But I have enough of my own body to understand that I can attack this issue, and instead of waiting that 2 weeks, I resolved this issue in 3 days.
Exactly. So the feeling will go, your body will find a way around things. Most people are going to feel better. Who knows if that's a day, a week, a month, most people do end up feeling better. The difference is if you're feeding those areas and you do know your body, which is very important, know how your body works, you know what your body needs. If you're feeding it those things, the episodes are further apart, they're less severe, and they don't last as long. But in the end, you're still making a healthier back, you're still making healthier muscles that long term is going to allow those parts to last longer and protect you better and allow you to be more active. And that's where the real magic is.
I
Solid?
think that's all I got.
Yeah.
How about you?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Let's
All
get
right.
to it. Take you through the protocol we use for Ben. The idea is first we're going to use a rumble type roller or the lacrosse ball, and the idea behind that is breaking up muscle spasms. Then we're going to use the trigger stick sort of to flush that tissue out, get the waste out, and get new healthy fluid in so the muscle can heal and repair. And then we're going to go over some stretches because now the muscle is ready to be lengthened. What we also did with Ben was adjustments to unlock the joints of the spine. He had some upper thoracic joints that were locked up. His neck was locked up, and he had a rib that was locked up. So we all addressed them through an adjustment earlier. So the first thing I'm going to show Ben how to do with the rumble roller or the foam roller if the tension levels get too high. Surfing and paddling is all pulling down. So that's lat, all tightening in through here. It's shoulder blade stuff. So there's going to be a lot of focus on those type of things. So the first one you do is sort of with your arms out. In this part here, you're just looking for any tender spots. And you're working in those tender spots. If you find one, you stop for a couple seconds, you relax, and then you just start moving a little bit again. And then you start to move your arms around and at different angles to make sure that you're really starting to loosen up the front of your shoulders because they're taking a beating in the water. So you do palms out, palms down, and then after you're done your shoulder, you can sort of start to work down into your biceps. Good.
Wait, you can do this with a normal foam roller,
You
right?
can do that with a normal foam roller, and then when you're ready for the chest part, you take the weight off your arms and you let it go through your chest. The other little thing is if you tuck your chin down when you go forward, it'll pull on your upper back real nice. So if anything's stuck back there, it can sort of help get things moving too while you're loosening up your chest. Level 1, 2, 3, pick whichever level you're at. It only takes a couple minutes. It's something that everybody can do, and the reward is multiplied by 10 for sure on the return to health. So
what we're trying to get to right now is that I have my pretty much waist down dialed. I have a program that works really well for my body, but obviously my body is now asking me to do some more stuff waist up. So now we're going to be adding stuff. Like John said, just remember, I probably do this on a crazy day, probably 30 minutes. And on a short day, I can get all my exercises done in about 5 minutes. So if I'm low on time, I can get everything done in about 5 minutes. It's not something that's going to take up an extensive amount of your time. What am I going for?
Work yourself down there, right in through here. And sort of bring your butt up a little because you're going to sort of have to get down to, get that there?
Yeah, this hurts.
That's the spot. With this, you can actually just lay on it and just breathe.
Yeah.
And let, try to breathe. And let that spot break up a little. Now, where are you feeling that? Top of it?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm even quite there. I'm still kind of
working your way,
in the chest area.
Yeah, work your way.
Work my way to the, okay.
You got what I'm talking about? So we're shooting for shoulder, in through here area, in front of the shoulder.
You're actually looking for the spot that
That's
a lot of people would say would hurt.
Exactly.
How do you explain that?
You're nailing it. Yeah.
Pain.
Yeah, so I mean, just think, if like there's an area in here where there's tenderness and tightness, that area will turn into healthy tissue if you get that tenderness and tightness out. You got it there good?
Starting to feel better, yeah.
Yeah.
And you will notice that
There you go.
in a very short amount of time, even a couple minutes sometimes, you can completely tenderize a muscle.
Yeah.
And it'll feel better.
Yeah, the body's
I'm
amazing.
feeling it now.
Yeah, exactly. So that when the arm's up, you're getting a little underneath. Now as you bring those arms down, you're going to get into the front shoulders, and that's really going to be ones that people don't get to too much, so that should be a nice little feeling in there.
Oh.
There you go. Is that nice in there?
I feel like a fish.
There you go.
I wouldn't say it's nice.
So that's all breaking up all those tight tissues. Pretty good?
Yeah.
You want to sit there a couple seconds because you really want the pressure to build and then release.
Okay.
Then your roll flushes.
Okay.
Pressure, release, flush.
Okay.
All right, good. So we're going to go easy on your chest. Bring your hands back to your hips. We're taking away the training wheels. And now when you go forward, put your head down. And when you come back, lift your head up a little bit.
Where am I rolling?
You should be rolling down through your chest. And now tuck your chin down when you go forward, and you'll notice why. And sometimes you'll be able to get a little movement back here. Sometimes this will help adjust the ribs, and it's really going to help open up the chest because the chest is always closed with all the paddle, and the back's overpowering the chest.
And I just want to reiterate that that is not pleasant the first couple times.
Well, we also want to show one other thing. So we show you another version. Ben's using a pretty dense foam roller. So for somebody, and just to show Ben the difference, there's different densities of the roller too. So if you're just starting out, start out where you're at, do a little, and you can always do more tomorrow. And just notice a difference now that this one's going to be a little more forgiving. That's it. Just wanted to show that the different foam roller is going to play a part too. I want to make sure that the tool matches
Really easier.
where the tissue's at. Yeah. Just to finish off a cycle in that realm, now you could use the trigger stick, and the trigger stick's purpose is to take all those toxins we released and tender spots and spasms and flush them out. Gets all the old fluid out, gets the new fluid in so your muscles can heal longer and stronger. Also, this is good for seek and destroy. You may want to roll it over all the different parts of your body, and if you find a tender spot, that may be an area that you want to double down on and invest with some of the other tools to make sure that that area can catch up to the others and you can get that into the reward phase and out of the immediate need phase. Now we're going to do the flexibility component because our muscles are better ready to stretch at this time. So the arm will go straight out. You'll be lying on your belly. What you're just going to do is, first version would be just a little lift. If you're good there, you can turn to your side more. If you're good there, you can counterweight your leg. And if you're good there, you can go wide. Now, some people, for neck things, you may want like a pillow to hold your neck here so you don't have to hold it up, because the more you can relax, the better. And with stretching, it's more about time under tension than it is about how hard you're stretching. You want to stretch lightly, you want to stretch with light tension, and you want to stay there for a period of time, working your way up to 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 8 minutes, because those are the kind of stretches that are going to increase range of motion, increase flexibility, and even get down to the joint and ligament level. Version 1, left
turning.
side up. Yep. How you doing there?
Fine.
Version 2, knees bent
Knees bent.
and to the side. Version 2, and now push up into here a little more to bring that back. Solid there.
Feeling it.
Version 3 and version 4. Want to stay at 2? 2's good, right? You want to see what 3 feels like.
I can try 3.
Let's show what time under tension does. Relax your mind, relax your body, breathe, and work with your body. Don't let the tension in your body cause tension in your mind. Let the relaxation in your mind cause relaxation in your body. So that stretch we did was opening outward. Now we want to stretch upward, and that's a real simple one. It's just putting your hands out, but leaving your hips up and just dropping your chest down and letting your arms go forward. You can just put your head on the mat and just let your arms stretch down. And you want to make sure your hips stay high enough and your chest is what's going down. Your hips are already in the right position.
Oh my gosh. This one's pretty painful.
So let me, while you're here, and then once your elbows are there, go ahead and bend your hands towards your head. Is that stretching in there for you? Mm-hmm. The same, better, or was the other way better for you?
I think this is gnarlier.
Yeah, oh, for sure. And then the ball is adding a stabilization component, and you definitely need stabilization components when you live in the water, because the water has a whole bunch of strange movements that don't have to follow any rules, so you need all your stabilizers. So now we're going to go through the same routine for the upper back. We're going to roll out the trigger spots, we're going to flush them out, and then we're going to stretch them. I roll the upper back a couple different ways. One is just rolling through with keeping my arms in this position. And just go with the curve. Your thoracic spine's curved this way a little, so yep, you're just going to be rolling up and over the curve. 2 is rolling through with moving my arms up and down. 3 is really opening my back. Go back and pull your chin down and bringing it down. You see how that hits that bones a little more?
Mm-hmm. No, this hurts.
Yeah, now you're getting a little deeper, which seems to get a little bit deeper towards the spine. So this would be version 1 of opening up in between the shoulder blades, the stretch version. Remember, we did the trigger points, we rolled through, we found tight spots, we held it there for a couple seconds, then we moved through again and flushed things out, and now the muscles are ready to stretch. So this is good rotation, and it's good just a little bit to start to open up the back. You want to do that to both sides. That would be version 1. Version 2 would be start to cross them over and maybe stay up a little higher. Give yourself some space would be version 2. And remember, for balance, always do both sides. So in this situation, it's left arm in front. Next time it'll be right arm in front. So these are like yoga moves, stretching moves.
And then where do I put my head?
Just sort of let it come on down. And it'll also help with upper back rotation. So you're stretching it, but you're also getting some rotation in the upper back, which will help with flexibility. And the funny thing is like, once you get to a certain level, like you get less painful and more benefit, because now you're building into growth and not just upkeep, because sometimes you're filling deficits and other times you're filling health accounts. Good. Yep, that's just about right.
I feel like I'm on a cloud.
Well, the pain is the tension leaving, right? And then you come back up and you get to enjoy better health. And that's just consistency and time. I think we talked about that a little bit. You're around 7 days a week. So if you're somebody who doesn't do anything, pick one thing. Pick one thing and do it as many days as you can for a week. Try it for what? 1 minute, 30 seconds, whatever.
If you do one, in my opinion, if you do one thing for 60 seconds,
bingo,
you'll notice a difference. Say it's just rolling your feet out with the lacrosse ball, the bottom of your feet.
While you're watching TV.
If you do that for 60 seconds, you'll get up, walk across your house, and there'll be a noticeable difference.
Yep.
So then instantly in my mind, I say, what if I did it?
What would 90 seconds?
What would 90 seconds? Or what would twice a day for 60 seconds? Or what would...
Exactly.
You know, so...
Yeah. You don't have to add time to your day. All you need to do is find time with what you're already doing and add some of these things to that and receive the health benefits.
If you're watching a football game, it's 4 hours long.
Yep.
You could definitely fit a foam rolling session into a football game.
Yeah, so TV for me is rumble roller on my hips, rolling my back while I'm looking up watching TV. It could be rolling my feet out. All these things I'm doing is trying to promote better health for my back while I'm doing what I'm doing, instead of doing things that promote my back to get tight and become a problem.
Yeah, like I was going through my mail yesterday and I was rolling the bottoms of my feet with the lacrosse ball.
There you go, just like that.
I was just standing at the counter, pushing down on my foot.
Yeah.
Couldn't even tell.
Yep, that's winning moments.
Yeah.
Yep, all good, I think we got it. Thanks, Ben, that was nice.
All right, so my back injury ended up just being kind of a very minor strain in my trap muscles. They were so tight and wound up, it literally felt like I actually hurt something, like my neck, my back, my shoulder, something was actually hurt. And with muscles like this so tight in your body, it can affect almost every single part of your body. Like my neck hurt, my upper back hurt, my shoulders hurt, my knees were even hurting from it. It's tough because at the time when you're hurt, it makes you feel useless. Here I am on day 5, about to go surfing. I feel better, I feel completely ready to go and up for it. My goal with this video is to push myself to continue my journey towards feeling better every day. The reason I put all of this in here is because I'm hoping to inspire some people who are watching the vlog, people who are living with pain, to take some steps in your life for your health. With a few small daily things, you can dramatically change your life and feel better than ever. At 27 years old, the first time I went and saw John, I had lower back pain, I had upper back pain, and neck and knee issues. And as I stand here today, I have all of my issues under control. I feel a million times better, and I'm taking advantage of all the time, every day that I have here on this earth. And I'm not saying that working on your body is easy. This stuff is rather painful, but it's a good pain. And it takes time and commitment. But I just want to reiterate that the benefits outweigh the pain and all the commitment by so much. And I'm the type of person, I've always felt like I have my mind and my spirit in such a good place, and I do daily work on that without even really knowing it. So I'm really lucky to have that. But my body has always been a challenge for me. And I truly believe that physical recovery is the third pillar of the triangle of the dream. So I just want to put this out there and hopefully I can help some people. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm about to go surfing, so thank you for everything. And I hope that I've inspired some people to take their health and how they feel into their own hands and attack the situation. I'm feeling a whole lot better. The dream is on, so let's go catch some waves.
Hey.
We're back, baby.
Yes, we are. Oh, go ahead, dude.
What do you think the waves are gonna be better here or in Panama?
Here, no doubt. This
Really?
is world class. This is world class break.
Are you dead ass serious right now?
Easy. A little bit bigger than Silver's was, but like a little bit like better shape than Upper's was.
Upper. All right, here we go. We're back. Overcame my back injury. That was horrible. And
Your back injury?
remember how it hurt for me to swallow on the way home?
Oh yeah.
Dude, my upper back was like locked.
Killing you.
Like,
You just
yeah.
there gun that out.
I had to use the lacrosse ball and the chiropractor. What have you been doing the past couple days?
Not much.
Just getting ready for this sesh.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is world famous, guys. Dropped off here in Margate in 1916. This is the world famous Lucy the Elephant. Look at that.
Did you hear that Ventura's is for sale?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, that bar right there, restaurant bar is for sale apparently.
Should we buy it?
Perry got the inside scoop on that. Told me.
Uh-uh. The guy hasn't even gotten third at the Grudge before. All right, here we go. We're going to check the waves. First time back in the wetsuit, so should be something. The wind just went offshore. This well's not too big, but I think we're gonna find some barrels. Weird. Definitely not Slammo. Give us the update, conditions report.
Update, there are some trimmers running down the beach. Couple of slabbies, but mostly just runners. I think you're gonna be a couple of turns, couple of combos out there today. Some good looking guys.
And we're on. The dream is on. And I am gonna back up about 5 feet because Mackie told me it was a good idea. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then I'm gonna put my wetsuit on and we're gonna go rip. Dream it, people, dream it.
Oh, tight one.
Oh, what? Houdini.
Huey, the Australian wave god, for just sending the super bank straight over here. Thanks, brother. Turned into a super session. Rob Kelly just jogged up here from 7th Street, Ocean City. It's like 11 miles of jogging, but that's nothing for Wim Hof. And we got old school NSSA contender Ian Block out there just ferociously hacking. I think I got like 4, maybe 7 barrels on my last one, so thank you, Superbank. This is nuts. Superbank comes to New Jersey, double XL. Almost drowned. See you in the water. Heavy.
Oh, untied?
We did it! Woo!
He did it.
Not coming back here to the next surf wheel. Later, boys.
That's hilarious. He wasn't stoked.
All right,
He wasn't stoked.
vibes were high, wind was offshore, waves kind of fun. Scored it, first session back from Panama. I mean, what more could you really ask for? Got a couple of waves, got acclimated to the freezing cold conditions, and Mackie destroyed my door. So,
I didn't do that.
appreciate you, dude. Thanks for opening that up for me, big
I
dog.
didn't open that door, did I?
What a guy. What a guy. All right, we're out.
It was